Hello and welcome to What the Future. Last week I came across a theme. It said, know better, do better. And it was attributed to the more complex and widespread problems, wicked problems that we have. Problems that are very hard to understand and that there is no simple solution to them. So the answer there was to say we need a more diverse mindset and more diverse thoughts to solve these problems, to tackle them. So let's look into the topic of diversity. Diversity is one of these wicked problems because there is no one answer to that. Let's start with the first part. Know better. And there, data analytics helps us to understand these kind of problems a little bit better. Let's have a look. We investigated a couple of companies. One of them was a pharmaceutical company, roughly 80,000 employees. And we wanted to use data analytics to understand, does diversity have an impact on the performance? Does it actually help? So how did we do that? We looked into each team and checked how diverse is the team. Is it a solely male-dominated team, or are there only women in that? You see, I'm trying to reduce the problem a little bit just to gender. Now, what we did is we can see how good was the performance of the team. If you think about production, you know how many plants or how many parts were produced by that team, or how good the quality is. If we take all the teams of this company, worldwide 80,000 people, we can draw a curve. And we see how is the correlation between the performance and gender. Now, when you look into teams that are just staffed with men, you can see the performance, it's okay. Once you have between up to 20% women in the team, you can see suddenly the performance drops. As in, if you add women to the team, then suddenly it's not as good as before. And then you can see it recovers, and at the height, that's at 40%. So teams that have 40% women in that company, they perform the best. If you continue, you can see if you add more women to the team, the performance drops again. Now, that would be a simple solution. You staff all the teams with 40% women, 60% men, and you have the best performance in your company. The problem is not as easy. So let's look into different functions. Let's look into production. You can see pretty much a line, as in the more women you have in the team, the better the performance is in production. Let's change and look into a different function. Let's look into finance and controlling. There you can see exactly the opposite effect. The more women you have on the team, the worse the performance gets. And there you can see it's not that easy. Let's take the next step. Let's take a similar company. It's a company also from the pharmaceutical sector, and it's a company that's about the same size, also the same business model. When you look at this curve, the curve behaves totally different. There you can see the lessons learned, the insight from that is you cannot judge and you cannot say there is one truth to the problem of diversity. It depends on company culture, it depends on the history, it depends on many, many factors. You can see data analytics is one instrument that helps you to know better. Now that you know better, you can do better. Thanks for watching. I hope this will help us to build a more diverse mindset to tackle the wicked problems of today.